Comment les liens entre artistes et collectionneurs se créent-ils? Comment évoluent-ils aussi au fur et à mesure des générations de collectionneurs? Je suis ravie de recevoir en visio Caterina Serdiuk, qui est fondatrice de la plateforme Subjective et qui va nous expliquer les spécificités de la marketplace. Merci beaucoup Caterina Serdiuk d'être avec nous. Est-ce que vous pouvez tout d'abord nous expliquer quel était le constat de départ par rapport au marché de l'art de votre création de Subjective?
So I was a banker in London, and then unfortunately the war broke out in Ukraine, and I was heavily involved in a humanitarian mission here in Ukraine. And it was here when I realized the power of art in building a strong and cohesive civil society. And that's where my mission was born, to make art more accessible to people.
Et du coup, qu'est-ce que Subjective crée de nouveau? Quelle solution elle apporte au marché de l'art? Et en quoi est-ce différent, bien sûr, des autres plateformes de vente?
So when I started to research the art market, I realized that many people don't have access to it, and they feel that galleries are too elitist, too abstract, and kind of a bit alien to them. And people basically don't know where to find artists or how to buy and own art. And that's when I realized that basically this market has to change. And that's why we created Subjective.
Et comment est-ce que vous caractériseriez la relation entre collectionneurs et artistes aujourd'hui?
So I think the relationship between a collector and artist now is much more direct. I think collectors want to see art, then the artist, then the story, and only then any intermediary. So they want a much more spontaneous and emotional encounter with art, and an intimate relationship with an artist. So the gallerist is really out of the picture now.
Ah oui, et du côté des artistes, comment est-ce qu'ils voient ça aussi?
So I think that many artists were quite disappointed with their experience in the art market before, so they are lacking trust a bit. But what they really what they really like about Subjective is our direct sales feature. Because it basically allows them to sell art anywhere using us as an infrastructure for payments, delivery, and royalties in the future. And so it gives them this unprecedented freedom to sell whenever they want. Even in their artist studio, they can print our QR code and sell directly there. And we also charge much lower commission. So I think gradually artists start to really appreciate what we have to offer.
Et du côté des collectionneurs, comment est-ce qu'ils voient ça?
So I think on the collector side, it's also a very interesting situation, because many of them are quite surprised that the art market can be that easy and transparent, as we are trying to show them. The feedback that we got is that, for example, like they are surprised on how fast we deliver the artwork, especially when it's cross-border. But I think more important than that, they really love the feature of our digital collection, because basically once you purchase, we create this profile for you, your digital collection, where you have your digital copy of the artwork with all the documentation, and also a place where you can add photos of how you live with the artwork, for example. And so it creates a totally different sense and experience of ownership, and also makes us really different because people kind of use that to the fact that it's very transactional. You just buy and that's it. But we are actually offering the full lifestyle. We want to show that owning art can be much easier. And also from this digital collection, it's a simple button. When you feel that it's time to resell, you can easily resell on our platform as well. And they kind of all of that they realize after the purchase, and the feedback is that they are really surprised about that, and they really find it amazing because it gives a totally different experience.
Et aujourd'hui, comment est-ce que vous définiriez les habitudes d'achat des collectionneurs qui sont sur votre plateforme?
The biggest kind of revelation for us about the purchasing behavior is that young collectors focus much more on emotional value they get, on basically how art that they buy translates and conveys their personality. And they focus much less on investment value. It's not that investment value doesn't matter for them, but it's really secondary. They want this emotional sense from art. And this is really different, I think, from previous generation of collectors.
Mais dans les habitudes d'achat, est-ce qu'il y a une esthétique que vous allez retrouver?
I think they value, and maybe it's just a preference, but they really like figurative art much more than abstract art. In abstraction, they feel that artist is just expressing themselves, which I feel that new younger generation of art collectors, they value mastery much more. And so when they feel that something is very gently made and very, kind of precisely, then they value it much more.
Et là, quelles seraient du coup les prochaines étapes pour Subjective?
So we are expanding geographically to US and Canada. But I think more importantly, we are working on adding a third type of the profile, which will be for independent experts. So right now we have a buyer or collector and artist, and there will be a third one for experts. And I think that this will really get us even closer to creating a truly social platform for art.
Merci beaucoup, Katerina Serdiuk. Je rappelle que vous êtes fondatrice de la plateforme, la marketplace Subjectif. Merci d'avoir été avec nous. C'est Art et Marché, édition Week-end.